Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning. I'm not sure where everybody is watching this from. But yes, hello and welcome to Toga Motorsport. We're here for the last round of the World Challenge from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Joined here tonight by Barry. Sorry, my brain just failed on names. So yeah, welcome in, Barry.
Thank you. No, don't worry. My brain is gonna fail as well. Don't. I wouldn't worry. Yeah, it's good to be back for the last round of the World Tour.
Indeed. So if this is the first time you're catching us, we'll just have a quick run through of things. Just as we go through the start of the first few laps of lap or so of qualifying. It's quite an interesting format. This one, it's an 80-minute race, but there is a requirement for 2 pit stops. So anybody that's raced endurance, a lot of the cars can do 80 minutes or very close to, but you could quite easily split this easily with one pit stop. But by having the second pit stop requirement in there means that you have to make sure that it very much changes your strategy very, very quickly. So 80 minutes, 2 pit stops, and that is for full service, so that's fuel and a set of tyres. Which, as I say, makes for an interesting race. The whole series itself has always been good fun. Again, with that oddity-ish, I want to say. I want to say it's almost a British GT rule with the those that saw the Silverstone 500, where they had 3 pit stops in a 3-hour race. It doesn't quite add up. But yeah, that kind of idea makes things very interesting, makes some interesting racing. And as always, Indi makes some interesting racing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The 2 pit stops is really made for some interesting strategy calls over the last over the series, and watching on for I think all of them, but the first round I think I've been part of, which is pretty cool. It's nice to see what how everyone tries to interpret that.
BRT, well done, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Have fun. Unfortunately, can't join tonight. But Stein and Bart will. Yes, we have. Where is Dunkerwalk? Car 51. Where's Dunkerwalk? There they are. Currently out on track, setting their first flyer.
Yeah,
maybe not.
He's on the straight now. I think he's
on the straight. I think just started. I'm not sure that last lap was legal. Either way, and Bart is there, having just started a fresh lap as well.
Yeah, everyone I think is on their first flyer. I think the first person to finish is going to be Ethan Faulkner, I believe. I think he was the first man out on track, coming into the last
120 odd. That's going to be first out. Car 67.
Yeah, running at that final
We are
corner.
trying something a little bit differently, so if the pictures aren't quite keeping up with what we're saying, we're essentially directing Mac at what to look at. Mac is in the background doing a stellar job keeping an eye on things and streaming it for us. So, apologies for the audio issues on the Rookie series earlier this week.
Yeah, all good. As we see the first few laps coming through, Callum Jones only a 10th behind Ethan Faulkner, who currently holds pole position for provisional pole position, should I say. Ari Fasttail in 3rd in that really cool looking Aston Martin. And the Mustang is back. Robinson from last week in the Nürburgring was doing a stellar job in that Mustang. Be cool to see how he tackles Indy with that car. To be fair, I do not drive Indy. I think the only time I've driven Indianapolis is in Forza Motorsport, the new one, before I sacked it because it's kind of bad. So we'll see how the Mustang handles it.
Indy is an interesting track. It's probably the slickest track in the game. I'm not quite sure what they've done with the surface textures and the grip level, but it's very, very tricky, and I can assure you, if you then apply water to that, makes things really hard to hang on to.
So what you're saying is we should pray for rain then over the next 8-minute race?
I mean, if there is, that is going to properly mess with people.
Yeah, it sounds like it will, but also will be great entertainment for us and everyone watching, of
Great for the
course.
stream. Everybody in the wall. But yeah, no, we've got, Faulkner, Ramine, and Jones are our top three. I was about to say it's spread out, but it's actually just closed up with 35-4-8-5, 35-8-6-5, and 36-0-1-2 for the top three in terms of lap time. So that is pretty dang close, as Wilmot just slips themselves into second with 35-5-6-0.
Nice, excellent. I believe these are the guys that have been sort of running the championship. They've been at the field constantly, every race, so I would expect to see them at the sharp end. Not to discount from any other driver. Everyone in this class is very fast, but these guys seem to be the fastest of the lot.
Indeed, as Cubisol just goes through, and I just saw that they were on a real flyer. Goes 36-0-6-0. So very
nice.
well done in that BMW.
Yeah, and Dunkerwalk for BRT is 6th at the moment. About 1.3 seconds off the pace, but remember, we've only started qualifying, so there is going to be plenty of pace to be found for every driver out there. So I wouldn't count them out for possibly top 5 at the end of this.
Indeed. Macy, 66 in the Ferrari in the Porsche. Is currently 6/10 up on their lap time. Let's hope we can't. Whoa, that was a huge time jump.
Yeah.
Now going for a 10th up. Sorry, a second up now. In that glorious chrome Porsche.
Oh, the Golf livery is just amazing on that Porsche.
It is absolutely fantastic. Dropped a little bit back now, a little bit of commentator's curse. Still 7/10 up. As Bataglan bells for the pits.
Yeah, as he goes a bit deep there, coming through the second last corner, gets that pretty nice.
Still good, still well up, so 1.3 up. This is going to put him a long way up.
It's going to put him in the top 7, I think.
Indeed, goes through.
Oh, was it not a valid lap?
Must have lost it just at the end there, because didn't see it go red. It's very easy done. When you come up onto the banking, that corner will spit you out, and it's very easy to get track limits on the exit there. So, unfortunately, just misses out slightly there. Ari has dropped to 10th now, but is 4/10 up. Conway is 4/10 up. Chasing to get into the 36s, a 37-125 at the moment. Willamot is 3/10 up, but he is over half a second back, so Ramine has absolutely smashed it with a 34.977.
That's an excellent lap time.
Very much. Thank you, BRT.
Thanks, Toga, and good luck, BRT.
Donation there. Massive thank you to you.
Hey, thanks, BRT. We'd love to see it. Good luck, BRT. Yeah, we'll be keeping a eye on especially. I think it's Dunkerwalk is currently leading the BRT cars at the moment.
Yes, it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's him and Bart Decor.
Ataglen is Decal. Where is Decal? Oh, Decal's down in 18th. So yes.
Yeah, he is currently 7/10 up on his lap and climbing.
As Willamot gets checked up and bails well and truly there. Gets checked up behind the Ford of Robinson.
Not good. Let's see who's doing well at the moment.
Ari has jumped themselves to 36-222 into 6th place.
Yeah, Bart Decor for BRT.
Wilmot has closed that gap well and truly on that last flyer with a 35.165. So only barely under 2/10 back.
Yeah, he's closing right in on Ramune. Them two have been quite the battlers throughout this season.
Indeed. As just skimming down, speaking of Dakawa, excuse me, Dakawa. Oh, is it going to be one of those nights? was about 4 tenths and has just lost a whole bunch of time. However, has just regained most of it back, so... No, maybe not. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it, where Curse the commentator is strong with us.
Potentially, we'll hope it's just a one-off.
Hopefully.
As we see, Wallace in the Wizzy Motorsport BM is 4 tenths up, 3.5 tenths up. Car 282, which is one of the coolest liveries on the grid, in my opinion.
It is pretty good. That's a lot of work to have got that to happen.
Yeah, I tried to make a custom livery, it didn't go well, so I don't want to know how much time that took.
Yeah, we've been playing around with it, but it's lost a load of time in that last sector. As O'Reilly jumps up into 12th with a 36.830. Obviously, all these times are 1 minute. They're not covering this lap in 30 odd seconds. That would be an unholy amount of time.
I think at that point you need to check the PC files for something dodgy. That
Yes, somebody managed to put in a 36-second lap.
As you see, Colin Jones is currently about a 10th up on his lap. He's just finished through sector 1, I believe. Round this
just
corner.
coming to the end of sector 1 in the big old Bentley.
Yeah, he's hovering around a 10th up currently, getting that boatly round that first sector. Holding it still roughly to about a 10th, so if he can get this, he will pit Ethan Faulkner for 3rd currently.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of time. It's 5 tenths back from the leader that's 3rd and 4th are, so...
He got a big chunk of curb there, so he lost some time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just looked back at the screen and it was very sideways.
Yeah, the Bentley can eat curbs, not quite that much, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We see quite a few drivers.
Let's go BRT boys from Cell. I'm going to call you Cell because I have no idea how to pronounce your surname.
Yeah, as we see, Mark Conway is about 2 tenths up on his lap. Currently, still in sector 1 though, so plenty more corners to find a bit more time.
Bataglan is also 2 tenths up, but Conway is making good time. It's 3.5 tenths up now at the end of sector 1.
Yeah, he's starting to find where he can plant that Ferrari for the most speed.
Indeed.
Yeah, hovering around 3.5 tenths, so it's down this long back. It's not the back straight; it's just sort of a straight on the track. Indi
I was about to say that Brewster was a long way up, but apparently not.
It's gonna be a few of these this evening, I think.
Bataglan was up, but isn't on a legal lap. I think he's just parked from that one.
Conway is still on his lap. He's lost a little bit of time. He's still just about a 10th up coming into the last sector. Arguably a very, very tricky sector at that.
I mean, honestly, sector 2 and 3 are not easy on this track. So you come out of to be fair, none of this track is actually that straightforward. Anybody that has driven it, there's lots of corners that are varying radius. Some of them look like you can carry more speed into them than you can. Some of them you can't. You can carry more speed than they look. There's a lot of time spent braking and turning, particularly through the first sector, so that really loads the car up. And then, there's a good chunk of just weight transfer with these cars as you're going through. So if you make a mistake, it's quite easy to lose a lot of time just because you end up with the car just skating off and you're chasing it towards the wrong side of the track.
Yeah, as we now see Dave Brewster in car 24 is 6 tenths up currently. 6.5 tenths up now. That will get him closer to the guys up towards the P15 region. He's still gaining through the final sector. He's lost a lot of that time now. As you said, the track is very slick and cars fighting him there. But he's still going to get a good
chunk of time going through that penultimate corner. Yeah. It's a really tough one because that penultimate corner, you're trying to carry as much speed as you can because there's this long right-hander after it that takes you onto the pit straight. So you try and carry as much speed as you can, and it doesn't. There is somebody who is currently 6/10 up, but I don't know if I should mention who that is.
I was about to say you've cursed them, but not yet. Callum Jones in the Bentley is about 2/10 up going into the final sector.
It is impressively okay. That is genuinely impressive. On to this lap, he's going to go a second faster. That is Mr. Hayden Sweet in the BMW. Jumps himself into 19th for the 38.227. So genuinely an impressive lap time there.
Were you just waiting until it was safe to say his name?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Let him at least have one lap.
That's fair. As Callum Jones has pipped P3 off Ethan Faulkner by about 7/100ths coming across the line. As you see, Axel Ramune is a 10.5 up on his pole lap currently. So he's trying to look to make the gap even harder to get to.
Is too close and is trying to extend that gap. He's gone 2/10, pretty much 2/10 clear now. You see, I actually prefer a slightly later apex on that penultimate corner because you can just stand on the throttle a bit harder, a little bit earlier.
I drove this track on the new Forza Motorsport, the one that has got some, what's the word, interesting reviews, shall we say? Which I agree with, and trying to drive Indy on it was quite difficult. But yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I was always trying to late apex that penultimate corner just to try and swing the car in.
Quick update: Ramune has gone 34.812, so extending that gap now to second, out to 3.5 from 2/10. So, excuse me, has thoroughly extended that gap and gone some, and then some. So. Faulkner pips Jones for third place, goes 35.310, and is about pretty much a 10th. The gap just closed a fraction. It's about 9/900ths between the two cars now.
Yeah, as Hayden Sweet finished another lap and he went up to P17, another solid lap by him. I didn't want to say it until he'd finished it.
Well done there. Brewster is... Am I going to do this again to you? Is it going to just be specific people? Brewster, yes, you are holding that one. 3/10 up. Currently, don't go too deep into this corner. Nicely done. 2.5 but someone got that corner wonderfully and is losing time.
I think he was maybe a little bit cautious to not slide the back end and just didn't carry the speed. Again,
does improve, but doesn't improve position. On that one, did improve time but not position, so well done for the improvement.
That Sector 3 requires a lot of throttle discipline.
Yes. Also, there are some horrible bumps in the middle of that corner. Absolutely horrible bumps, and yeah, again, if you get it wrong going across there, it's game over. Because the back end you start chasing the car. As Wilson is 3.5 up in that McLaren currently. Is 3/10 is going to do quite a bit. It's going to get a good couple of places if you can hold on to this.
Yeah, he's just finished Sector 1 there. Got through one of the tricky parts. I was going to say the trickiest part, but there's many on this track. So
it is. I mean, you get a brief reprieve about a third of the way around the track here when you get onto the back straight, but gets through that one nicely, and is not doing badly across there. Still 2/10 up, so not doing too badly. The trick here coming out here is not to... You want to be getting on the gas out of that the S's before this next section as fast as you can, but again, it's so easy just to end up chasing the car across the road. Gets through there nicely, gets on the throttle, doesn't light the rear tyres up. Car's looking nice and stable, has gone 4/10 now up.
That's a great lap,
and that's a fantastic run to the line, still 4/10 up. Goes 36.375, so... Yeah, gaps, I mean, where are we? Gap from... 6th.
Oh wow, the gap from 6th to 10th is a tenth and a half.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, let me
incredibly
just
close.
work out where it is, but yeah, it's a tenth and a half to the second. There is,
It's less than 2/10 all the way down to from P6 all the way down to P12.
yeah, it's less than a second. It's basically a second from 6th to 15th.
That is wild.
Like, this field is close.
Yeah, and then from 6th to 1st is 1.4 seconds.
Exactly. I mean, most of that is because Ramine has just run away.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't
much.
know how else to describe it other than that has just run away. Because there's, what have you got? 3... second to about halfway between 5th and 6th is covered by a second.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
literally the 4/10 is purely the gap basically to 1st.
Yeah, he's holding pole by 3.5 tenths. That's a very, very impressive lap by him.
That is, as we are coming towards the end of qualifying, as we see Wallace on a good one, around the 3.5, 4/10 mark. On that one, I say
just
that,
as,
and
just
just
as
got
that's
a bunch of time.
just as that's happening, Robinson in the Ford Mustang just went P8. He's 4/100ths behind 6th place, and P7 is 5/1000ths behind 6th place, which is
Any amount of improvement in this mid pack, and you're going to jump a lot of places.
absolutely. It's very close.
As Wallace is now still improving, he's pulled back a bunch of time. Don't go too deep into the brakes into here. There we go. Good on the exit, still carrying the speed, carrying the time. I'm not sure the BM would have been the choice for this track, but it's what you've been running the rest of the season, so yeah, lost a whole bunch of time in that last corner. Wilson, again, is on a big improvement at 4/10. Robinson is nearly 3/10 up as well, so who's where on the lap? I'm going to jump to Robinson and keep an eye on them because they're further around the lap, and then we'll check on Wilson once Robinson has finished.
Yep. That big, heavy Mustang. It's interesting choice for the track, but again, it's been the championship car for so. As you see, Wilson has went invalid as well, by the way.
Robinson manages to improve, goes 6th. Now only 1.28 off the lead. Went 6th with a 36.095, so knocking right on the door to get into the 35s there.
Yeah, as I see, most of these cars are struggling to improve. Just with the nature of the track it is, it's hard to hook in a good lap.
It's very much a track that when you start getting it right, it's fantastic and you can hook it all up. When it goes wrong, it will snowball into lots of seconds very quickly.
Yeah, I see Ethan Faulkner's about a 10th and a half up. If he can hold a 10th and a half, he'll get P2 on Wilmot. But he was 3/10 up and he lost half of that through one of the corners at the S's.
Oof, yeah.
So he's teetering on P2 there, maybe even catching pole, but he's lost all of his time through that penultimate corner. Just not able to carry that Ferrari through fast enough.
Yeah, it's again if you hit the Mac and Dex in chat. Yeah, if you take too much curb somewhere on this track, the curbs look really inviting. Most of them do. But they're really sharp on the backside. So if you take too much, it's a big drop on the inside as you drop over the top of them.
Yeah. As you see, is it Doggerwalk is 3/10, 2.5 tenths up coming through the last corner.
2.5 tenths is going to make a big jump in time. That could quite potentially put you up fighting for 6th.
Yeah, he's crossed the line. P7, about a tenth exactly behind Robinson in the Mustang. That's a good lap.
That's a very... Sorry, I'm giggling at Mac and Dex in chat, just being silly. Thanks, you two. Oh, dear.
Love to see it.
It's wonderful. Everybody's friends here, it's great.
Of course. Let me see.
O'Reilly was 2/10 up. Has lost all of that going through that last corner. I didn't entirely see what it was because I just flicked them because I looked, oh, you're up, and then, no, not quite. Conway is 2-ish tenths up. See how they get out of this corner. This little complex onto the back straight. Doing alright, 10th and a bit up. Ooh. Oh, I say that. I was just about to say Willamot was well up, but evidently dropped it and lost a bunch of time. Faulkner was challenging, has just lost basically all the time that they had in hand. Has gained most of it back, but not quite all of it. Conway's lost a bunch of time there, unfortunately.
Yeah, as Faulkner's about a 10th up. Just finished in sector 1 there. The time is there for him if he can hook the lap up, because he's been able to gain like 3/10 through a couple of these laps he's been working on. So if he can just hook one up, he'll get close. If not, he'll take P2 at the very least.
Yeah.
He's now about he's lost all that time coming through the S's, but it's hovering around the 10 still. So if he can get,
if you can hold that, you can get up. At least jump Willamot into second.
Yeah, I feel
you
it.
still have enough time to get. Where are we gonna be? Should be able to get another one done after this lap. So if as long as he's still got the fuel and the tires, could still go for another lap after this.
Yeah, everyone will be prepared for their final lap. If they are going for one, if they're in the pits, they'll be heading out now.
I think you'll be hard pushed if you leave the pits. You start rolling now because of how long the pit lane is. This is, as it looks like Faulkner has parked. It didn't improve, unfortunately. Conway is 2/10 up, just coming into the S's towards the middle portion of the lap. After the back straight. How are you doing? Looking nice and stable. I think this is going to be one for those that can be consistent at this track.
Yeah, I think consistency is going to be the key here. Doesn't matter if you're fast, it's up to if you can keep the car doing similar lap times the entire time is going to be the key here.
Indeed, Conway has just hold it together for this. Hold it through this corner. You're 3/10 up, losing a bit of time. I think just had to breathe off the throttle there. But still 2.5 up. This is going to be a big jump. Go 6th. There we go. 36.030. So 6th and 7th split by 550 hundredths. Sorry, 5.5 hundredths of a second between. I'll get my words out eventually, but yeah, 36.030 plays 36.095.
Yeah, as we see, Dunkerwalk in 9th is about half a 10th up at the moment. He was a 10th, but he lost it there on the back straight. So wondering to see, can he pull it back?
Absolutely goes in too deep onto the. Desperately trying to make the time back up. Goes too deep.
If he has the fuel, he has time to hit the line once more and go again.
Yeah, if you've still got the fuel on the tyres, Wallace is on another improvement as well. 2.5 tenths or so up. Having said that, I think lit the rear tyres up on the exit of the corner slightly and has lost a bunch of time in a straight line.
Yeah, it's very few drivers still out. Most are settling for the lap they've got, but there's still a few staying out just to try and squeeze out an extra position or two.
Indeed, how close it is, if you can find a 10th, it's going to make you a couple of places.
Yeah, absolutely. As everyone who's still waiting to come to the line is in the red, Dunkerwalk has started his final lap.
Dunkerwalk starts the final lap, is hovering around the 10th up. Tatari is even. Wallace is about to go possibly match.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically matches previous time, which currently leaves Wilson and Donkerwalk as the last two out on track. They just about managed to get through. Donkerwalk is further around the lap 59. Which one's car 59? O'Reilly is not up on lap. That's going to take a bit of a monumental ask. Not going to make that one. So yeah, Donkerwalk is around the 10th and a half up at the moment. 2/10, 2.5. That's a big jump there.
He was 4/10 up, he lost it all, and then he's now pulled some of it back. But Wilson's got, if he can hold this exit, he's gonna get maybe a 10th total by the time he hits the line. I don't think that's not gonna improve him though.
Ran that curb, went in a little bit deep, ran the curb on the end, on the apex, I think. But has got most of it back, has managed to pull it back to 2/10.
If he can hold this, he might get P6, P7 potentially.
Goes 7th. And Wilson's gone non-legal on that one. So, do you want us through the top 10?
Yes, absolutely. Holding on the pole with a absolutely stellar 134.812 is Axel Ramune, who I believe is our championship leader at the moment. In that 77 Ferrari. Second place is Willamot in the 316 Bentley, followed by Ethan Faulkner in the 67 Ferrari. Callum Jones in the other Bentley, number 48 in P4. Cubitzel in the 179 BMW takes P5. Sixth is Conway in the 137 Ferrari, closely followed by Dunkerwalk in the 51 Ferrari for BRT. Eighth is Robinson in the solo Mustang that's out there in this field, followed by Feltham, who's got ninth in the 158 McLaren, and running at the top 10 is Airy Faztail with the number 17 Aston Martin.
And in 11th is Wilson in McLaren. Tatari in 12th in the Lamborghini, O'Reilly in 13th in the McLaren, Wallace in 14th in the BMW, Macy in the Porsche in 15th, Battiglin in the BMW in 16th, Brewster in 17th in the McLaren, Sweet in the BMW in 18th, DeCauer in the Aston Martin in 19th, and Liss in the Ferrari in 20th, rounding out the grid in 21st is Foller in the McLaren. And that's your grid, as we are just a minute or so away from the formation lap.
Yeah, as long as none of the drivers do what I did in the Red Bull Ring yesterday in LFM and blow up my engine in the formation lap, they'll be okay.
That was spectacular. Did you just drop the clutch or something?
So I do what I normally did. I just, whenever I'm ready to go, I'll shift up into first and just go, and it's never had been a problem. And then it just decided, my engine decided it wasn't having it today, so I wasted my qualifying and I couldn't race.
Oh, wonderful! Well done.
Yeah, it was very funny though. To be fair,
fair dues.
I've never seen it happen. So,
indeed, as usual for a race here at Toga, it is double points for the final round. So there is still quite a bit to play for. I believe third is still vaguely up for grabs with the points. And possibly second. I need to double check.
I will grab you the current standings. I should have had them up already, but my skills of being prepared are not that great.
I can't remember. I'm assuming there's a drop round in this series, because if there is, I'm not going to sit. I apologise. I would normally sit here and do the maths exam to try and work that out, but with the drop scores, it's a complete nightmare.
I think it is. I think there is. I think it's a series as a drop. I can't remember. I know one of the series does, but...
This is Bart incoming, yes. Good luck everybody from Osama Kani. Yeah, no, it's gonna be good fun.
It looks like it's going to be a straight fight between Ramune and Grant for P1, although I think Willamot needs Ramune to DNF if he has any chance of taking
Yeah,
P1 off him.
I think this is the point we have got to where did the... There is.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember what the point is for.
Why are you cheering? You should be like, I should train my guy. I'm not watching turn 1. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, Mac.
Yeah,
Battle of the Seniors. Be nice about age. He's not that old.
Oh, I don't know if you like that comment.
Yeah, so it is...
I think we may have been wrong. I don't think this series is a drop round. At least I don't see any info about it. So
doesn't look like it.
Good
So
luck
that makes
to all
life
drivers
significantly
fired.
easier to work out.
I think I've got it
this,
mixed
I
up.
will sit here and try and work out who can go where. Massive thank you, Mr. Olsen, for good luck to all drivers, and thank you ever so much for the donation. That is amazing.
Awesome. Thank you very
That will
much.
definitely help keep the stewards in colouring books and crayons.
Absolutely. And we know Mac needs his crayon collection. Sorry, Mac. I just used you for that one there. Please don't hurt me, Mac.
Right, so 50 points for a win. 50, 36, 30, 24, 20, 16, 12, 8. Okay, so the top 10 score. So who's where? I'm going to need a pen and paper for this. I will sit and work this out over the course of the race. If I have time, if there's not too much racing going on, I will sit and work all this out over the course of the race.
Thanks, Mac. I appreciate you letting me off of that one.
Right, as they are 2 by 2 coming to the last corner now. Predictions for first corner, are we going to see a red flag?
For entertainment factor, I hope so. But for all the driver sanities, I hope not.
That's fair. That's very fair. And we are racing. We're currently watching the front of the grid, so it's up to you if you want to watch further back. As Faulkner dives for the middle there, and it has got through. Tagged by.
That's Ramune as well.
Yeah, tagged Ramune.
Oh, sorry, no, Ramune's P4. That was Faulkner that was tagged. He's all the way down 19th now.
Yeah, so Ramune tagged Faulkner. Faulkner sent an absolutely wonderful dive at it, but got a little bit tagged and tangled with Ramune, who's also dropped back, which has left Willamot in the Bentley in the lead now.
Bentley 1-2.
Running away with this a little bit.
Which is what we love to see.
So it is currently a big old Bentley 1-2, with Willamot and Jones out in the lead.
And the Mustang is P3. Oh my! It's a battle of the big boys. Battle of the big boys for P1.
Indeed. Robinson is a fair chunk back, and has made a bit of time up on the way through there. So the challenge is going to be whether Ramune can now get past that big Mustang.
He's sending
it a hell of a go. Nicely done. Has that opened the door for Cubizzle to come through on Robinson or not? No, doesn't quite manage to make that happen. Hannah has to file into line there.
Oh, that's given the Bentleys a massive lead out of lap 1. They're 2.2 seconds clear of Ramune.
Indeed, although there is about half a second between the two of them, so that may change. Car 59, what are you doing back there?
Oh, as Conway goes for a dive on Feltham into turn 1, is he going to make a stick? He's gone for the switchback through turn 2, but I think Conway is oh, that's a big accident. Oh, he's not held the brakes. Oh, he's taking out Keir. He's taking out Keir Macy in the Porsche. Oh no. Oh, that's going to be a fun day for the stewards.
Oh yeah. I think we
Uh,
might see some pit stops, some early pit stops to fix damage for this one.
oh,
That has completely jumbled up the order, and yet again is giving everybody a chance. The leaders even more of a chance to run away.
absolutely.
Ramine now is almost 2.5 seconds back from those big Bentleys. Wondering if he's carrying a little bit of damage from that contact earlier on. As Donkerwalk gets past Macy, my timing screen is doing all sorts of funky shenanigans right now.
Oh, Macy's in the grass. I think he's got big damage after that. His spoiler does not look straight. I think he's going to have to pit.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I mean, to some degree, get a pit stop over and done with, and then just try and recover, and then try and make your last pit stop first, I think would be the answer now. As he gets absolutely munched by the BMW there, just no answer for that thing on the brakes.
Yeah,
as Kieran Macy dives straight for the pits there.
I am not surprised. That Porsche it relies heavily on the rear downforce, and that wing is not doing well for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to the stubbornness of Porsche, they have decided to keep the engine where it is, and it means it has basically no rear diffuser on it.
Yep. It means that wing is the only thing keeping it in a straight line.
Very much, very much. So,
as we're seeing a battle for P4, Robinson and Kubica are side by side in the sector 1. Oh, they're diving in. He's diving in the inside, or the outside, sorry. But the outside will turn to the inside now if he can hold it. That's going to be... Robinson's going to have to see the position.
Who's got the drive on the exit?
That's an excellent move by Kubica, taking P4 there.
Indeed, very well done.
Round the outside into the inside. Excellent move.
Didn't entirely see what it was, but Batterglin has got past Brewster, and Conway has got past Fuller as well. So Conway trying to make good a run there after their start.
Yeah, as Faulkner is on the back of Donkerwalk now, he's going to be eager to make them places back that he's missing after that lap 2 collision. Or no, sorry, it was lap 1 that collision was. Trying to remember which collision happened on which lap, as Ethan Faulkner has got a mega drive out of that corner, and he's just drove straight past Donkerwalk, taking P8. That's going to be an excellent recovery if he can get back anywhere near the front runners again where he was at the start.
Indeed, he's 2.2 back from Tatari, who is 1.4 back from Fasttail at the moment, so...
Yeah, good to see some Aston Martin representation in the top 10.
Indeed. Big old... I say it's big, it's not, it just feels big and heavy.
Yeah, the big engine makes it feel big, but it's really not.
Yeah, sounds good though.
Oh, as Kieran Macy's got to stop go 30, I'm guessing because he's sped in the pit lane.
Oh, an insult to injury or what?
I don't think Kieran is going to be too happy about that.
Oh dear. Fair enough. Well, cool. That's a recovery drive and a half from that car. Let's see what happens as Dekawa. As Feltham goes past Brewster, they're side by side now. Through the end of Sector 1. Feltham's on the inside of Brewster, who's got the drag. This is a drag race and a half down the back straight. They are side by side. Who's going to have wing mirrors left at the end of this? Feltham tries to hold it around the outside, squeezes on the inside, still side by side coming into the S's. Left, and Feltham has managed to just squeeze their way in front there. Very nicely done.
Excellent driving by the pair of them. Great awareness to know how much room to give each other.
Indeed, that was fantastic. As Faulkner has already made that gap to Tatari.
He is rapid in that Ferrari, just getting right him on the inside there in the final corner.
I just looked up and the gap was nothing, so yeah, there we go. Conway has got past Liss, and is making, trying to close that gap down.
I don't think Conway pitted. I don't know how much damage he has from that lap 2 incident where I believe his car was the one that collected the Porsche. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think the Porsche may have been collected elsewhere by others once it had been hit. which I think was why the Porsche was in such a sorry state.
Yeah, I know there was a couple of cars. There was quite a few cars involved there. I'm trying to remember exactly which ones. As we see, our Hayden Sweet, who has informed us not to follow him in case we commentators curse him, but we're going to do it anyway. He's on the back of Fuller in the McLaren, and he also has Finlay O'Reilly for company in that really sick. I'm assuming that's like a Gulf variant livery from the McLaren.
That is a standard livery that car runs in.
Oh, there you
IRL.
go.
I can't remember which team. It is. It's the Garage 59 car. Hence why it's running in car. Well, it's why the number on it is 59. And is running in with car number 59 because it is the one. I can't remember which series they run that livery in. But it's a couple of years old.
I have a update from the front. Axel Ramune has caught up with Callum Jones for P2. He's turned that 2-second gap into 0.3, and crucially, Willamot is cleared 2 seconds to Callum Jones as well. So
the Bentley 7 is Bart the Cower. I didn't see. Sorry to jump in there.
Oh, you're okay.
Was stopped out on track. Didn't see what happened there. Let's jump onto a replay and see what did. Gets up on the curb. Fine. Is this going to be... Oh, I know what's going to happen here. Hits the grass and isn't fine anymore. Yep, drops the rear wheel on the grass. Keeps it out of the barrier, which is impressive. But yeah, just has a bit of a half spin. Points it towards the barrier. As it looks like Sweet has now got past Fuller for that possession. And is now going to be chasing down Liss, who is 3.5 seconds or so up.
Oh, thanks for the clarification. My Kieran was demolished by a BMW. Okay, there was that much carnage, I wasn't sure. Oh, Kieran got 24 seconds of damage. He's gonna have a tough time gathering any places back after all that.
He is 2 laps down by the looks of things.
Yeah, he's not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I think you lose a lap pretty much just from a normal pit stop here.
Yeah, and then another lap from that stop, go 30.
Yeah. Plus the damage, which would probably be another half lap, so yeah.
Yeah.
As O'Reilly has now got past Fuller, so Fuller being a bit of a cork in the bottle now. That does mean DeCower is the next car behind Fuller, but does have 20 seconds of a gap there.
Oh, as Faulkner has his eyes set on fast tail, down into turn 1, has made a late brake lunge, and looks to have got the move done into turn 2. Made light work of the Aston there, but he's 8 seconds to Robinson in the Mustang. We'll see how quickly he closes that gap. He's just eating through time at the moment.
Indeed, that gap at the front. So Ramune has got past Jones and is chasing down Willamot now. The question is, can Jones hang on to the back of Ramune and close that gap between the two of them to then take the fight to Willamot as all 3 of them, or not, as Donker Walk is also now right on the back of Tatari.
Yeah, got a little bit deep into the previous corner there, so he lost a couple of tenths, but he's still not far behind. As we see, Luke Wilson is about half a second back on Battaglen, just behind Dunkelwart. He'll be looking to sneak that McLaren into the top 10 again. I'm not sure where he started on the grid. I'm just not sure who lost how many places.
I can.
Here we go. Wilson, he started P11, so he's where he started. He'll be eager to make up the wee place or 2 there.
My timing screen has just done something wonky, but it's okay. Battaglen looks like Battaglen is the biggest improver so far. Is currently up 6 places.
Very nice. Good driving by him. As Faulkner has taken 2 seconds already out of Robinson's Mustang, which is he's gonna by that rate he's probably gonna catch him in the next 3 to 4 laps. which is absurd, but it just attests to how good of a driver he is.
Indeed. Sorry, I'm giggling at Mac and Ches. Hello, Ches.
Imagine sim racing.
Sorry, what nerds watching people sim racing and yeah, awesome. Those two are having fun. Good to hear from you, Ches. Hope you are doing well.
I don't know about that comment, Mac. MacBooks, no.
As Donkerwalk is still trying to chase down Tatari, he's got that gap down to half a second now. And is closing. Everybody else has strung out quite nicely now. Dekawa is closing the gap to Fuller quite a bit now as well, so that's going to be one to watch out for. That's a 17.5 second gap now, so he's pulled out 3 seconds or so on there.
Yeah, as Duncan is still about half a second back from Tartari. I think he's started the back of that Lamborghini for a couple of laps now. He'll be looking to get actually past it now and start trying to make his way up the field a little bit.
Indeed. Doing well there. He's definitely chipping away at that gap now. I'm not sure he's managing to... I don't think the lap time gaps are quite that big. What was it? Yeah, it was a 10th between them in the last lap. And there is 2 tenths on their outright best in favour of Donkwalk. So that's not a particularly big gap. And Wilson, Donkwalk made a little bit of a mistake there and dropped back now, but that's also now brought Wilson into the fight, who's got past Bataglan and is catching these two. So, question is, who's going to be the... It looks like Tatari is the cork in the bottle, but if Wilson and Donkwalk start to fight, then that's going to give Tatari a bit of a breathing space there to run away. Let's see how this one pans out as...
Yeah, looking out, the rest of the field is sort of spread out a little bit. Although we've got Liss has got Hayden Sweet for company, about half a second back, and Finlay O'Reilly's been stuck to the back of the BMW for quite a while by the looks of it. Still there. Hayden not letting him past, and rightly so. If you want the position, you got to earn it.
Indeed, very much so. As Donkwalk is now right in the toe of that Lambo. Going down the pit straight, the Ferrari got the speed. It comes out of the toe. Wilson looking to possibly go with. No, not quite. Can't quite go with. Does now. Dives. Donkwalk goes late. There's contact between Wilson and Tatari. Donkwalk went deep and has now lost the place to Wilson, which leaves Wilson right on the back of Tatari going through turn 3 now at the top of the course.
Oh, that was a little, almost got very dicey there. Thankfully, the contact between Tatari and Wilson wasn't anything serious, just a little bit of touring car style door-to-door bashing.
Indeed, but all of this has now brought Bataglan into this fight, so this has gone from 2 to 3 to 4 car battle now between all of these cars, as the fighting at the first corner between these has brought Bataglan into...
And I will say,
right on the back of Donkerwalk now, as Wilson is thoroughly chasing down Tatari.
And Feldham he's bringing himself into it now. It's going to be a 5th car, as he's about a second back from Bataglan. But Donkerwalk's made another slight error by the looks of it, as Bataglan is right on his rear end. Wilson is also right in the rear end of Tatari as well, so this is going to be a 5-car battle for P8 by the looks of it, if it keeps going the way it is.
It does, as Liss has been passed by both Sweet and O'Reilly. O'Reilly is right on the back of... right on the back of Sweet, but he's hovering around that half-second mark. I'm going to jump back and have a quick look and see if anything happens here. No, it looks all good. That BMW is a bit of a monster in a straight line, so getting out onto the pit straight, that gap's just opening up to...
Yeah, I was looking at the front of the grid again. Ramune is half a second behind Wilmot now. He's reeling them in at a rate of knots. The last lap was half a second in Ramune's favour as well, so the battle for P1's going to get nice and spicy here in a moment if the pace continues.
Indeed, I think it's going to get spicy before the end of this lap, as Ramune is right on the back of the Bentley. Has absolutely chewed their way through that gap. Obviously, we do have live stewarding, so we shall see if anything does come of that.
Lap 2 incident.
Yes, lap 1, lap 2 incident. I'm sure they will be looking at it. Speak of the devil, and I look across at my Discord, and there is a long old list that's about to arrive on screen. So, as that's about to come through, there we go, that's coming through now. So, car 70, 10 seconds for car 77 causing a collision on car 67 on lap 1, 10 seconds for car 51 causing a collision with car 59, 15 seconds for causing a collision, 15 seconds for 137 causing a collision with 626, 10 seconds for car 158 causing a collision with car 137, lap 2, 15 seconds for car 282 causing a collision with car 403 on lap 2, 10 seconds for car 403 causing a collision with 420 on lap 2, 10 seconds for car 29 causing a collision with car 777 on lap 3, warning for car 137 for poor driving standards lap 3. Right.
Just a couple of penalties.
just a few.
That, to be fair, was to be expected. That carnage in the first couple of laps, but I've just noticed, and this is going to be a race winner decider here. Ramune is one of the people with a 10-second penalty.
Indeed, is one of those vehicles. So
Wilmot will be a lot calmer now with that Ferrari right on his tail, as he knows that the 10-second gap will, I believe, is served in the pit stops.
It is served at the next pit stop. So that will be. So Ramune will be charging as fast as possible to try and make that gap, to get past and make that difference up. So essentially, all Wilmot needs to do now is just make a very wide Bentley up until the point they need to pit.
Yeah, which will not be difficult. The Bentley is wide enough without trying to make it wider.
Indeed. Incidentally, with the size of these GT3s, the track width on them, I don't think just looking at them here, I don't think there's a huge amount of track width between the two cars. Because the Bentley's a big car to start with, but the Ferrari has quite a bit of extra width added to it.
Yeah, I think it's just the Bentley just looks a lot bulkier.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly light car, to be fair. Before ballast and BOP, it's relatively light for its size, so it's not a bad car on that front.
I have been driving it recently. It's quite fun.
It is quite a good fun car to drive. Not half bad on the brakes either, which for one of the older cars on the grid, I think it's the oldest car on the grid actually. I don't think we've got any Gen 1.
No, we do not.
I don't think there's a Gen 2. I think all the McLarens are all the Evo spec ones.
Yeah.
So that
I think the second oldest is the Aston. I want to say. I think it is.
Possibly, I think it is. I think it's that and the Aston are the two. Yeah, because the Aston's a year younger than it. It's 2019, whereas the Bentley's 2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's whilst it's a venerable vehicle, the balance performance keeps it running for a long old while.
Yeah, the battle for P9 for Tatari is getting interesting. Oh, Pateron has went for the pits. He's went for an earlier pit stop than everyone else.
Ooh.
That'll be interesting to see. I wonder, does he have damage? Is he just pitting a little bit earlier to get rid of it?
He's got a 10-second penalty, so quite possibly just going to bail, get that penalty over and done with. Excuse me. Gives him basically gives the most options in terms of laps, pit stop options now. So can go for another half an hour and pit, and then that's him done. So potentially with half an hour to go, we'll be making his last pit stop. Whereas none of the cars around. He's the first one to dive to the pits. Scheduled, if that makes sense. Obviously, we saw the unscheduled for Porsche diving into the pits. So,
I'm just checking to see. I think he's got a little bit of damage because he stopped for more than 30 seconds.
I say that as Ramine has. Is it Ramine? We're following? Yes, Ramine, who's just dived for the pits as well. So, evidently seeing that and trying to take the deal with the penalty early. So we'll see where they come out.
I'm also assuming that they're wanting. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry, Olsen pit window. Pit window is is open. There is no pit window, but you do have to make 2 full service stops within the race. So you could do that at any point. So it's pretty straightforward to make that happen.
Yeah. As I think Ramune may be looking to just come out and clear air as well as just clearing that 10 seconds, just to start hot lapping a little bit. Being stuck behind the Bentley is going to just slow him up a little bit.
Indeed, as we see Feltham in the pits as well. Is another one of the ones with penalty as Ramune is now moving.
Oh, as we see.
Away now.
Sorry to interrupt. Faulkner, I mentioned before, it would take him a few laps to catch Robinson. He's just overtaken him through Sector 1. Didn't catch that as it was happening, just caught the tail end of it. But Faulkner's up to P4 now, which is pretty impressive, considering he was down, I think it was 18th or 19th at the start of the race.
Indeed, but after a really, really good quali, got turned round and then was all clear. Has just cleared off now, so that car is going to be one to watch, particularly as this race goes on. How much of a recovery drive can that be? So Ramine is now out of the pits and running getting up to speed now, and he's down in 17th after that.
Feltham, Fuller have pitted, and Callum Jones is now in the pits as well, the first of the Bentleys to come in.
That's the first of the cars without any penalties to pit. So this will be a straight up, where do they come out? So we'll see how much time...
as Ari Fasthill is also in the pits, and Ari also wanted me to mention that this is their home race.
Awesome.
There you go. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah, we're expecting a top 10 finish there, then Ari, so good luck to you. I probably just now cursed that, I apologise.
Indeed. Ramine has just made it up to 16th as Wilson is now on the move. Where is Ramine? Ramine isn't even on the pit, anywhere near the pit straight. So I think Wilson is going to come out well in front of... Jones is going to come out well in front of that 777 car. Just watching them on the map. Not off the pit limiter yet. Just coming around onto the pit straight. This is going to be close. Comes off the limiter now. And is clear of the pit lane. Now into turn 2. So, that is the gap on track 77. And... car 77, which is Ramine, and... Sorry, I'm getting Barton... It's all the 7s! So it's car 77, sorry, not 777. 77 hasn't pitted as of yet.
As we look, Dave Brewster has Paul Wallace for company. McLaren versus BMW. Once again, coming into the final sector. So we're going to see if the grunt of the BMW can get past him on the main straight. Oh, as we see, Brewster has dived for the pits.
Both cars do. Wallace and Brewster dive for the pits, which opens up the door for Sweet to run through, although there is about a 13-second gap, and has 10 seconds to serve at the next pit stop, so we'll see what happens there. O'Reilly is just out of the pits now and is just getting up to speed. Liss is running down, is about to come off the limiter now. Yeah, we weren't joking when we said it was a long. This is probably the second worst pit lane in existence to have a drive-through, even a drive-through.
Yeah. Just a little pit stop update. Everyone in the top 9 has yet to pit, plus Dakar and the 777 BRT in P12 has yet to pit either. Everyone else has pitted as Kubitel. I say that Kubitel just come into the pit, so
I was about to say Cubisol making you eat your words there.
yeah, thank you very much for that. No, I'm only kidding. I imagine those pit stops will be served in the next 5 minutes as everyone else has pitted. Oh, Faulkner and Robinson are in as well. Yeah, everyone's going to be coming in the next few minutes. I would imagine, unless someone's going for some alternative strategies.
I mean, you could play a tire war, so you could run 2 longer stints and then have a really short one at the end, and hope that you've got by running on fresh tires, having the freshest tires of everybody. But that does mean you are going to be, if you pick up any damage in your running strategy of run long, you're going to risk a lot of hurt if you end up with any damage or anything like that, because it gives you very little wiggle room.
Yeah, it does. But that's the risk with the strategies. Going off course to everyone else can be very rewarding, but also very, very risky.
Just as a quick update, Wilmot, who hasn't pitted yet, is still leading. He's 44.5 seconds, according to the ticker here, ahead of Tatari, who is now up into second, and Donkewalk in third. So Donkewalk is still staring at the back of that Lambo, and I'm sure we'll be able to draw a very accurate picture by the time they come into the pits.
Oh, Wilmot has pitted. And there's about a minute 15 to Callum Jones in the Bentley. It's going to be interesting. I don't know the exact length of the pit stop here, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, Jones might get through.
A minute 15? Well, that's a long. I know it's long, but my god, that's long.
Yeah. But it's also the what makes it worse is the speed difference.
Yeah, okay, I've just looked at everyone else's total pit times and they're about a minute 25, yeah.
Yeah, it's because of the speed difference that makes it worse.
Yeah.
As Donkewalk goes through now,
Wilmot
failed for the pits as well.
Where is Jones?
Jones and Ramine has just Jones has just bombed it past Sweet, which is actually for on-track position. Sweet hasn't pitted yet. So that was for track position. Just coming through the penultimate corner now, takes a lot of curb and a lot of grass.
Yeah, was going to be tight in the exit here. Wilmot is just trundling down the straight.
Crosses the start line now.
Oh, it's going to be tight. Wilmot, is he going to hold it? I think he's just going to and no more. I think he has. Yeah, Jones is 5 seconds behind him, so he's somehow just held that.
Just about hold that. As I say, it's the speed difference of trundling down the pit lane. What is it, 80 k's an hour?
Yeah.
It's like 30 mile an hour. No, 50 k's an hour. It's about 30 mile an hour.
Yeah, sure, right. Sorry. Yeah.
And what you're doing of 100 and something. I think we've managed to clock over 170 in the Lexus on the pit straight once. That was flying into the first corner.
I could well believe it.
But that has put Jones. Is that Jones? Yes, that's Jones. We're following right on the back of a back marker who has let them pass. Which car was that? That was one of the McLarens.
To see on Twitch, Emirias and Mark having a very lengthy discussion about the Audi and why no one's driving it.
Because the Audi is lively at best, and at a track which has no grip is going to be terrifying.
It's going to be a death trap.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what they've done to that car, but it's a very lively, very twitchy car. for what it is, considering most of the suspension components are interchangeable with its Lambo equivalent, as is the engine and I think the gearbox, are all interchangeable because they're basically the same tub. I think they come out of the Volkswagen Audi factory, so they're very, very.
Yeah.
A lot of the components are the same, but they've done something with it that means it's very, very twitchy compared to the Lambo, and there's a lot of this track that you're actually doing a lot of throttle and brake and turning all at the same time. And when that goes wrong, that just ends in a barrier very quickly.
Yeah. A quick pit stop update. Everyone, Conway is now pitting, so the only person out there who hasn't pitted is Doggerwalk in the BRT, who looks to be going long for the first in.
Doggerwalk's gone long. Conway's just died for the pits.
And everyone else has served one valid pit stop. Kieran Macy, would he have served I'm assuming he would have served a valid pit stop when he pitted for damage in lap 2?
Yes. Has cleared at least one valid pit stop.
Yeah, yes, he has, sorry. Not paying wasn't paying attention to the actual pit indicator number there.
That's fine. Yeah, Conway's in, so they'll file back out a fair way down. Didn't have any penalties.
Yeah.
Hayden and Bart again. What's going on there? So they are. Bart is doing their best to try and close down that gap. On Sweet. Let's see what happens here. I'm watching Bart. I'm not watching Hayden.
I am currently watching Hayden.
Well, if it does go wrong, we can blame you for the curse of the commentator.
No, it'll be fine. He totally won't be annoyed at me.
It's only a joke. It's all good fun.
I know.
It's just the curse of the commentator, as is.
A little bit further outfield, Feltham or Battaglan has Feltham for company.
Ooh.
Very, very close. I don't know if he's going to go for a move into turn 1, especially because that BM punches a big hole in the air. Is he going to go for it under braking? I don't think he is. Oh, he nearly hit Kieran Macy on the way by. Oh, Kieran has not been having a good race at all. The Porsche getting out of the way there at turn 1, and the Battaglan just almost careered into the back of him there. But they all get through safely.
Indeed. Takawa now right under the rear wing of Sweet. Gets him up the inside. Can't quite make anything happen on the way into that one. And coming through the penultimate corner, this is now going to be Takawa runs really wide. I was going to say this is going to be a drag race, but that's going to be that one over and done for a couple of laps, I think. Just because that gap has gone right back out between the two of them, and
as Ramunate is right on the tail of Jones for P3 as well. Looking back at the Feltham battle, there's only about 4/10 between the two of them. It's very, very close heading into Sector 3. If Feltham can hook up this final sector, he'll be wanting a run down into turn 1. He eyed up a move the last lap, couldn't quite get it done, wasn't quite close enough, but he's looking a little bit closer coming out the final corner. Only a couple of tenths back. Seeing if he can hold it. That BM does punch a massive hole in the air, so hoping for a good bit of slipstream. But not sure if he's close enough again. He's moving out, but he's choosing just to stick in behind him there.
That BMW is fast enough down that back straight that you can just open the taps, and actually, I was watching that, it was actually pulling, Battaglan was actually pulling away from Feltham there.
That's
in a straight line.
Yeah, as we look on, Airy Fasttail has Luke Wilson for company, right on the tail of that Aston Martin. I can imagine Wilson looks very eager to get past, so we're looking to make a move. Coming into the tight, twisty section of the S's in Sector 2. Airy will be looking to just try and hold him for as long as they can. I'm not sure how long that will last though. Ramunate has got Callum Jones on the straight heading into turn 1. Braking around the inside, gets that move done very nicely. I must say that 77 Ferrari is absolutely rapid today. He has been every round, but especially today, he is just... It looks like he's in a class of his own in that Ferrari. But he has got a 7.8 second gap to Willamette. Obviously because of the 10-second penalty deficit that he had to serve.
Indeed.
So, gonna be looking to get that back.
Yeah. Donkerwalk still... Donkerwalk's going super long.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Luke Wilson's going for a move into turn 1 on Fasttail. Oh, is he? Oh, I think he's gonna make the move stick out of turn 2. He has. Wilson's got a very clean move there onto Fasttail. Excellent driving by the pair of them.
I was gonna say, I just had a quick look because I hadn't seen anybody else go into the pits. 51 Donkerwalk still hasn't pitted. That's a seriously long stint.
I wonder, is he gonna
planning that? But I think you're just trying to make up as much time on your 10-second penalty as possible there.
So my assumption with that is he's gonna pit around the 40-minute mark and do 2 20-minute stints.
That would follow, and that would make a lot of sense as oh, I'm not sure what's going on here. I just had a flick back to the cower and going very slowly. I'm going to grab a replay and see if I can see what happened there. Was battling away with Sweet. Oh, the two of them get connected. I see what happened. The two of them got connected. Sweet bailed up to the banking to get some traction back. And then DeCower very gentlemanly just slowed down to let Sweet go back past. But there was a bit of a cluster going on there with a couple of back markers they were a back marker to the Ford that was coming through. That still feels odd, saying that there's a Ford out there.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to settle in.
I mean, the car sounds fantastic. It's a bit of an interesting one to try and drive, but it sounds fantastic.
It sounds like the Jag.
It does.
I'm a little bit disappointed in the sound it makes. I thought it would have been a bit more unique.
I think there may be some reasoning for that, but I'm not going to go into it here.
Fair enough.
Oh,
as Dr. Walk has now pitted.
Fair enough. So yeah, your prediction is about right then. He's going to do two short 20-minute stints at the end of the race now, and try and play that game, that tyre walk game. As Jones is starting to get Cubazole for company, so I don't know what's happened to Jones, but Jones after that pit stop is not happy and is sliding back, and is losing time.
Yeah, that's not like him. He's been quite quick all championship as well, so...
Yeah, so it's something to be not fair, happy with that car.
Cubizole's also been one of the very fast drivers as well, so... I'm not surprised to see him up there. It's just Jones doesn't seem to be on the pace, because he was always on the pace of Ramune and Willamette, relatively. So it's a bit strange to see him sliding back a little bit, but maybe he just needs to get it back into the rhythm with that Bentley.
Yeah, he's had a fair few laps now out of the pits, so should be back up to speed. I'm wondering if that car's just had a nudge somewhere and has taken a little bit of damage, or it's possibly struggling with not enough or too much tyre. Might be a little bit too much tyre temperature and tyre pressure is all over the place through the S's there. Absolutely all over the place.
Yes, as I see,
not happy.
The temperatures are very, very high, so I'm wondering, has Jones maybe not put the right temperatures on for the pit stop? Because I know that's a mistake I make all the time.
Yeah, it's an easy one to do. Leave yourself a little bit too much tyre pressure. And I think that's maybe what's bit him here, is he's struggling with tyres that are too high of pressure, so they're just not comfortable on the tarmac and sliding around a bit too much. Hasn't got enough actual flex in the tyre to make them work properly.
I wonder would it be worth him pitting soon just to get and.
Ooh. Sorry, I've just flicked down. Sweet's got another 5 seconds, so I'm assuming that was out of. Yeah, lap 22 with car 777. So that was that incident that we saw with Dakar.
Looking back down there, Dakar has Fuller Fuller has Dakar for company. They're going side by side down the pit straight. They look almost identical, and Sweet is right behind them as well. So, who's got the brakes here to hold this one out? As it looks like Dakar has got him, but that's left the door open for Sweet as well. Sweet and Fuller are going to go side by side, but looks like he might have fended him off just. Nope, he's still going for it. And looks like Sweet has also got Fuller, so Fuller was quite the cork in the bottle there. As both Sweet and Dakar have got past.
Indeed, there we go.
Excellent driving.
Q-Missile now right under the rear wing of the Bentley. Absolutely underneath that rear wing. Coming down into the final complex of corners. This is going to be which one of the big chassis punches the bigger hole.
Pretty much.
How much of a tow can that BMW get off the Bentley? Has lost a little bit of time. Dexter should have DQ'd Hayden.
Yes, Dexter. Please DQ him. It would be very funny. No, please don't. He might kill me for that.
But indeed, as much as it would be funny to listen to the absolute carnage that would result in that.
Looking on Twitch, Emirates, thank you very much for that kind message. I very much appreciate it, and I'm glad you enjoy the content. We love to see it.
Indeed, thank you very much. I've just spotted that. Sorry, I've been not completely with it tonight.
Yeah, I've been trying to remind myself to keep checking.
There's just so much going on everywhere. My brain can't keep up at all tonight.
As it looks like Cubicil has lost a couple of tenths to Jones. As they also come across the back marker of... Which back marker is that? That is O'Reilly.
That's the 59 car of O'Reilly. Doesn't play a part in that one. I was going to say who gets bitten. Cubicil goes for a dive up the outside. Ooh. Can he hold it? There's going to be the inside for the next corner.
That's an excellent move.
Managed to make that one stick beautifully done. Now, I don't think that 48 Bentley has got anything to give. I think that car is struggling with something that's not right. Yeah. And it's just having to...
Oh, but he's looking at a move.
He's looking. Who's got the brakes? No, not quite. I think that is day done. 777 Dakar.
Oh, I wonder what happened to him. I didn't quite see that there.
Didn't see the start of it, but has ended up looping out of the corner and that's off the back straight. That's nowhere near where he is. Stopped at the moment.
He caught the grass with his rear tires and spun. He didn't hit the wall.
Exit. You've done that twice in one lap and 3 times now this race that we've seen. Honestly, it's easy done. I'm merely taking the mick because I can. As Donkerwalk is right on. Is right on the tail of Pateron now. As Macy has also made their final stop, so don't know how much time they'll be able to make up, but that's an interesting one as they're currently the first person to have made both their pit stops.
Yeah, I think he's now just going to have a nice try and enjoy just a drive around Indianapolis now for the rest of the race.
Pretty much, as Donkwalk sends it on the inside in turn 1, holds it around the outside of turn 2, inside of turn 3, 4, and gets that done, holds it on. Can Pateron do anything on the way back through? No, not quite. Pateron is right on the tail, but I think Donkwalk has managed to make this one stick. I'll keep watching this for a second, but I think it looks like this is Donkwalk has made this work.
Yeah, looks to have. I don't think Balogun's going to try to give it up easily, but I don't know if he has the legs to catch him in the straight there. Not quite.
No, he doesn't have the brakes either to catch on the way into the corner.
But
So
I will say
that
this is letting Brewster into the fight as well in the McLaren right behind them.
Indeed. So the question is, how long do these two fight, and how much does that cause Brewster to catch up? Has lost a little of the time back now to the Dunkirk Battlefield fight. So I think just got a little bit caught up, and I think the other two might be just fast enough to make this work.
Yeah, as the field is starting to look a little bit spread out, as it looks like Jones has lost a second to Kubica already. That Bentley is really struggling. I know we were assuming it's a tire temperature issue, and it would make sense, but obviously we aren't 100% sure, as he was nearly 8 tenths down on the last lap.
Ooh, given how fast he was at the start, that's surprising.
Yeah.
I think if I was struggling with that, knowing I had an extra pit stop and I didn't need to hold out for the next half an hour, I might be looking at possibly boxing early, minimizing the damage.
Yeah, I would be thinking the same. It's probably worth taking the pit stop a bit early just to have tires with the right temperature and PSI on them, just to finish the race with some solid pace, because it looks like he's just bleeding time at the moment.
I don't know if there. It doesn't look like there's any damage on that car. I totally apologize about the noise.
As we're looking, Badeglin has Brewster for company, but he's hovering at around the second mark behind him. The last lap, Badeglin was a second and a half slower than Brewster. I'm assuming he had maybe a issue on the grass or something. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep behind over the next 31 minutes and around the pit stops. Looking at the front again, just an update on the leaders. Ramune is still about 7.5 seconds back to Willamot. So Willamot is holding him at about the 7-second mark. He's not catching him too much. I say that he's just took about 3 tenths out of him in the last couple of corners. Of course, it has to change as I say it. And Ramune holds the fastest lap as well by, it looks, about nearly 3 tenths. So that Ferrari is fast, but that Bentley just as quick as well by the looks of it. As we have a look further down the field, Brewster is still hovering that second mark to Bateglin. There's not really many other close driving battles happening at the moment. The field is spread out quite a bit. This track being as difficult as it is, that isn't surprising. That the cars are starting to spread out. Just their different abilities to keep the car consistently around the track is spreading them a bit much, as Brewster is really catching through Sector 2. Oh my. That BMW does not seem to be particularly happy compared to the McLaren through Sector 2. It's going to be interesting if he can stay close enough during the final sector. He might be able to take a run down into Turn 1 with the tow, but I'm not sure. Oh, as we see, Badeglin has actually went into the pits, as Feltham has also done the same. So they're the two drivers to make their final pit stop. Still quite a number of drivers to do so, and that, I would imagine it will be happening over the next 10 minutes, as you don't want to do it too close to the end of the race, so that you want to have similar pace throughout the race as well. Dex and Mac talking about murdering other drivers.
Wonderful. Sorry, I apologise for being a little bit quiet for a second. I am just sat here trying to do a bit of maths and work out who's going to finish where if things finish as they are.
Oh, Brewster has Conway for company about half a second back on the back straight. Coming through the S's part of the track now. Both these drivers look pretty pretty quick, so it's going to see who has the better legs through Sector 2. It looks like the McLaren seems to like Sector 2 a lot more than most of these other cars. As he's pulling away a little bit. We're going to be keeping a tight eye on that to see if that Ferrari can keep up. As Jones is holding well onto the back of Kubica now. Still about a second back, but he's not losing any more time, surprisingly, so not sure what's been going on with that Bentley. Looking a little bit further in the field, everyone's quite split out now. As a few drivers have made their stops, as Conway's in the pits now, actually to serve his second pit stop. And Liss as well is in to serve theirs, so a few drivers now have served their pit stops. Ramune is actually coming in to serve his pit stop earlier than all the other front runners. It's going to be interesting if he can get the undercut off here. I have no idea if the undercut is powerful around here or not. I honestly don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see if that strategy will pan out well for him. And I think he was still 7 seconds behind Wilmot when he did pit, so...
Okay, I've got a bunch of notes written down here. I'm gonna do some more maths once everybody has made their final pit stops.
Nice.
But I've got a load of stuff written down. Sorry, I was just sat there doing the maths on trying to work that one out, seeing who is going to finish where. It looks like at the moment, even if Wilmot stays in first, isn't going to have enough points to overhaul Ramune. If Ramune finishes second, Ramune needs. If Wilmot wins, Ramune needs to finish third or worse.
Okay.
As it looks like at the moment. Otherwise, it is pretty clear. Third is up for grabs, but second can't really overtake second. There's not enough points. It would need a really bad finish from... No, in fact, actually third couldn't win overall, even if Ramune didn't score, because he's under 50 points to the two of them. He's down on 49 points, so... Yeah, that's going to play into into things towards the end of the race. So we'll let everybody go through and have their last pit stops, and then I'll sit down and work the rest of that out. Otherwise, Jonkerwalk is on the back of Ramune after Ramune's pitted, so that shows you how far back that you're going to fall with a pit stop.
Yeah, they came out side by side, pretty much, so they were fighting each other through the first couple of corners. Was thankfully no bashing, no barging, just some good racing, as Hayden Sweet has Conway for company down in P16. Now Conway has made his last pit stop and Hayden hasn't. And Tatari is in front of Hayden, so Hayden is the
Tatari.
He's a lap ahead.
I was gonna say Tatari is well ahead.
Yeah, a few more cars making their pit stops. Finley O'Reilly's in. Luke Wilson and Ari Fasttail are all in the pits again for their second stop. As I would imagine in the next 4 minutes, I imagine the next 2 laps, all drivers will have pitted, as you don't want to leave it too close to the end. Because you just bleed time at the end of this stint. When if you made them a bit more even, you would have more consistent pace over the two.
It's gonna be. The trouble is, it's because you have to take tires. If it was fuel only, I'd be inclined to run 2 long stints and then just fuel to the end, and hope that particularly here, having a short pit stop, makes that time up. But because they have to take tires, you need to be able to spend a few laps getting the car up to temperature and pressure, and then to get everything back together. So the question is, how much time, as Jones is in the pits, as is Kubica as well. So that's a couple of our top.
That's third and fourth they were. I'm wondering, will Jones adjust his tire pressures this time to try and make that Bentley a bit more stable?
Yeah, something. I hope he comes and joins us afterwards for an interview, because I genuinely am curious as to what happened. Fantastic start, and then second stint has just bled time out, so we shall see what happens.
As Decor has pitted, and so has Wallace. Keir Macy is not last place anymore. Decor has come out of a second pit stop just behind him, about a second. Maybe because of them couple of incidents Decor had spinning off in the grass has just cost him that much time.
Indeed. We'll see where Fuller... It's saying Fuller is behind Macy, but he is...
He's not...
is in front of Macy, but he is just. So this is actually a fight for position, these two, as Macy in that recovering Porsche is now trying to go for 19th against Fuller by the looks of things. Who's got the brakes? Not quite. Hands.
Switchback.
Cutback gets a wiggle on though.
Oh.
Fuller made Kieran have to check up something chronic through there.
That was
across the nose and a half. Well spotted by Kieran not to get collected there. All of this fighting has brought Dekawa back into this fight as Kieran's trying to squeeze up to the wall, but not quite. Fuller goes deep on the brakes and loses 2 places in one corner there to Dekawa as well. So that is Macy up into 19th now, having been stone dead last, and I think a couple of laps down by the end of it. By the time they cleared the pits, so
yeah,
really, genuinely, that is an impressive recovery drive.
Yeah, our top 3 are now in the pits as well. Or they were our top 3 are in the pits. As Willemot's actually going to come out, still in P1. He didn't lose any positions, even with other drivers not pitting.
Wonderful.
He is.
It's Willemot's. Gets collected there.
He's tapped a back marker there. I think that was Brewster in the number 24. It was Brewster in the number 24. Oh, that's not going to do well for his race.
He's to get his foot down now. Willemot has to get his foot down now.
You would imagine the stewards will be looking at that.
Yeah.
I can see he wanted to get by, but also the rim wasn't there for him to go in the inside. So
it was kind of half there. There was half a gap, and they put the car into it.
Yeah.
I think there was a miscommunication by both cars there. Not quite knowing, but yeah, we'll see what happens. The stewards will be looking at that.
Ramune will be keeping a tight eye for a penalty coming through then, if it does come through.
If it does, that could turn everything on its head. As I said earlier, just with a brief bit of stuff that we did, Ramune needs to finish third or no lower than second if Willemot wins this. So currently Tatari is leading. No.
Tatari's in the pits.
Tatari's pitted. Donkork's still to pit, so does need to pit shortly.
The gap is 4.95 seconds to Willemot from Ramune, and Donkork is pitted as well. So I believe that everyone has now done 2 pit stops if they've done full tyre and fuel service stops. Tatari and Donkork are currently serving their last one, but I'm counting it as they've done it because they're in the pits.
Yeah, providing they don't bean something up and forget to change tyres or put fuel or something in.
Yeah, exactly.
They are all good on that front. So, as it sits then, your top 5 is Faulkner, Kubizel, Jones, Ramune, Willemot, from 5th through to 1st.
Yeah, the gap to Ramune from Willemot is 4.4 seconds currently, but I'm just going to predict it, a 5-second penalty potentially coming for that tap, and if it does, that's going to make this battle for the win. As I said,
so Willemot has to get a move on. They need to make that 5-second gap.
You would think I just willed that penalty into existence there.
As Ramune has just shrunk that gap. At the last split, it went down to 3.8 seconds on the road at the last split.
Yeah.
Whew. This
Mike,
just got interesting and spicy.
oh, Mike, you've never heard of Jackbox Party Pack? I cannot believe that. What a game it is. The force is strong with me. Yeah, I love how I said it the second the penalty appeared. That's kind of funny.
Indeed. Oh, Marius, come join in. We have a rookie series. The one where I think we've pretty much done on the one that we've got going, but I'm sure there will be another one coming up shortly, and it is specifically for newbies. So if you're, well, not so much newbies, but anybody that is below, is slower than 105%, something like that. So,
Something like that, yeah.
Come join in. It's good fun. We've been running the last one. That shows just how slow we are. It's good fun. Come join in.
Yeah, and look, everyone makes
fun. It's not too bad. Like I say, it's specifically there. If you go too fast, you actually end up in trouble.
Yeah. Well, basically, everyone makes mistakes. You know, like, I wouldn't worry about it. Just if you want to have a bit of fun with people who are pretty chill, come and join. You know, it is what it is. You know, if you make a mistake, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna care.
Indeed. Yeah, same. I'm not fast. Everybody here will be happy to help. Doesn't matter. We're all here to do the same thing and have just as much fun. So.
Yeah, Mac, you've never heard of Jackbox. I'm gonna have to educate you. It's one of the best party games you can get.
You know, I've got one of them. I think this may need to be at some point a comms team. Ooh, we could do comms versus stewards. Jackbox.
I'd die for that. That would be a lot of fun.
That sounds like absolute carnage, but it was great.
Yeah. Me and my friends religiously play Jackbox when we've been out on a night out. Because whenever we're drunk at 3 AM in one of our flats, just playing random party games is very funny. You would enjoy it, Mac.
Indeed. Ooh, that was a big slide from. That is sweet, actually. Yeah, that was. Willamot has passed Sweet to put a lap on. I was just watching watching them run round, and ended up with Sweet having an absolutely massive twitch out of the end of the first sector, start of the second sector there, onto the back row. So
I will say Ramune is about 3 seconds behind Willamot now. So as it stands, Ramune will win this.
And was almost half a second faster. 35.775 versus 35.415, which was an outright
stint fastest lap, I think that is.
I think stint fastest lap. Also, that Ramune holds the fastest lap outright as well with a 35.070. So
yeah,
very quick.
I've also noticed Jones has got past Cubital again. I don't know if that was in the pit stops or if that was just after.
Jones came out. I'm pretty sure Jones came out behind Cubital, so that is on pace. So I'm assuming they have managed to fix whatever tyre issue. I'm assuming tyre issue. May not have been. Whatever issue it was that they were having in that last run. So I'm pretty sure they came out in front. Didn't come out in front of Cubital there. If they did, I apologise. But yes, there is a 2.5 second gap, so doing alright there.
Yeah, everyone's quite spread out now, I will say. Keir Macy is 1.3 seconds behind Hayden. He's been rapid on that Porsche ever since his lap 2 incident, trying to catch up with the field, so fair play to him for sticking it out and trying to get some positions back.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to score points. Short of absolute carnage ensuing for a lot of people in front, I don't think he's going to score points out of this, but he's closing that gap in and taking tenths a sector out. And multiple tenths a lap out of Sweet in 18th there. So it's down to basically a second now is the gap. So is hunting that BMW down, has just kept going. I don't know if there's a way of looking at the overall average lap pace, but was well quicker than Hayden in that last lap, and that looks to be the way of the things are going. So that gap should come down. That BMW is so fast in a straight line. It was a second when they got onto the pit straight, and it was 1.5 by the time they got off of went on the brakes.
Yeah, although this next sector of track is just the Porsche's dream.
Oh, if you can keep it balanced, which it looks like Kieran's managed to do, he's got that car hooked up. Just these changes of direction, the jumping from left to right as the car. If you can keep it under control and keep the car balanced, it will fly through this next through the rest of the laps.
Yeah, especially through the S's here, he's going to be able to carry a lot of speed compared to the BMW. Even the final corner as well, he's going to be able to just... The way the front darts into corners is really, really awesome.
Indeed. The question is, though, is there enough fuel weight in the front of that car to not destroy its tyres?
That is true. That's the one thing the Porsche struggles with. The rear tyres will just eat themselves.
It also likes to eat its own front tyres, as 179 has dived to the pits. I did not see what that was.
Cubicle?
Cubicle! I'm going to jump to a replay and see if I can see what happened there.
What's
jump back a
happened?
minute and see what happens. How big of a smash was that? Because that actually changes things for the overall championship as well.
Yeah, I think Race Control had a moment there because it said he was P1 for a minute.
Comes up behind Pateron, flashing headlights.
I'm wondering, is this a dust up with a back marker? Maybe.
Maybe. All clear. He's still on the tail of Cubicle. Closing in. Comes into the S's. Gets an absolutely massive twitch on. Coming through the S's. Absolutely massive twitch. Going to the second of the S's and just parks it.
He's RTG'd.
He could have carried on. I mean, he would have been a pain in the butt to recover from. But
yeah,
that has some pretty major implications.
It does. Because I'm pretty sure he was up there in like the top 5 in the championship, I believe.
Cubicle was 4th, and as long as he finished ahead of Faulkner, would have taken it. Would have taken 3rd.
That's unfortunate.
As long as he finished ahead of Faulkner.
I'm assuming he knew he wasn't getting a good result, and just decided to sack it for the end of it, which... Kieran Macy is right behind Hayden on the straight, but the BMW is just going to drive away. Now, oh my god, the Porsche is so much closer through this. Oh, he nearly dived to the inside.
Tried it, that car is just flying.
Yeah, look at them.
I feel like Kieran's gets a bit of a wiggle on in the wash, in the aero wash there. It's going to be the trouble with that bit catching that BMW is it's such a big car.
But
you get into the aero wash of it, and it's gonna mess things up.
But you can just see the amount of extra speed that Porsche can carry.
Indeed, it really is. Sweet gets another wiggle on the exit, holds it defensive, forcing Kieran to the outside. Who's got the run? Who's got the brakes? Kieran dives straight to the outside, too wide. Still 2x2, as Sweet just has to tuck in behind through the S's there. Very nicely done. Hayden goes for a dive, keeps it clean. Still too wide.
Side by side, I think the Porsche might have a slightly better run through this corner. You think he's just a nose ahead coming into the braking zone? Who's going to hold it?
Still 2x2. I think Hayden's just a bit slow off that corner. Has to check up from the dive from Hayden there.
Oh, the Porsche's going to hold it around the inside.
Hold it on the inside. Both of them have got drive. This is You can see as each one changes gear, as the speed difference changes, as they've now got Willamette for company.
I think that's
because they've
Jones.
got Willamette for the company.
I think that might be Jones in P3.
48.
It is.
Sorry, it is Jones. Getting the Bentleys all mixed up, but this has opened the door for Kieran. Kieran goes for it, holds it. Sweet, spots the car there just in time.
Oh, look at this!
They're too wide coming through this next section. That's not somewhere I'd want to be too wide. That is a flat-out corner that is so rough.
Oh man, this is excellent to watch.
I'm struggling for words to make this for what's going on.
Oh, look at that exit. Kieran's just got so much faster compared to the BM.
So much better. So a lap later, they're still almost too wide.
Oh, he's going for the dive on the inside.
On the inside, big ball over the curbs. That is a big sausage curb to run over. As they now have Faulkner for company, as Ethan has a big. Sorry, as Macy has a big slide and lets the Ferrari through, and that is 137.
That's Conway, and Faulkner is also just lapped sweet as well.
Yeah, I was just trying to see. Yeah, 137 Conway is also position. Now, Macy's got to be careful now letting Conway through, because if he gets it wrong, he's going to lose a place to DeCower, as well as Conway has big wiggle out of the penultimate corner there, which does free up.
Oh, DeCower's going for the unlap. Is he going to do it? He's going side by side into the braking zone. Oh, and he's let Conway through there. Sensible. No point getting a dust up this late in the race.
Indeed, as Macy is almost already back on the tail of Sweet there.
Yeah, that
Macy
Porsche
is not giving this one up, but neither is Sweet.
Yeah, the Porsche loving this little sector of track here around Sector 1.
Sector 1, the end of Sector 2, middle and end of Sector 2, it's so happy and can just throw that car in there.
Yeah, and the start of...
saw last lap around, Hayden having a bit of a wiggle there, wobble through down the straight there. That's left Macy to be right on the tail again through the S's.
Oh, he's right on the tail of him here. And he just needs one good exit and he can try and make a run at him.
Indeed. And now has Conway back, catching back up now. The question is, do you try and use Conway as a way of opening that door?
Mac Bart showing the acid as working indicators. Yeah. I mean, the main car you need to check for indicators is the BMW. I don't think many of them know how to use them.
I thought they were an optional extra.
They might be how little they're used.
Apologies for the very, very cultural references there. The BMW drivers in the UK. Or what a lot of them are driven like anyway.
Yeah.
Macy just can't quite make that gap so fast through. It's the two big straights. It's the two big straights that are the problem. If it was a bit tighter and twistier of a track, I think Macy would have had Hayden in nothing flat. But that big BMW just punches so hard out of the corners.
Yeah. That's the only problem, is because you can see how much time he chunks out of him in the corners.
Indeed, as Conway is... as Conway is right on the tail of these two now. Conway obviously trying to make some of the gap from on Donkwalk back up. Macy goes for a dive, knows how bad that curb can be, backs out of it, but he's so close on the back of this.
Big slide.
I'm wondering if Macy started to cook his tyres a little bit. He's been on them a lot longer than Sweet has, and we've seen him get a bit of a slide on in a couple of places.
But he's not letting this up.
Hassling the back of that BMW on the exit there. Has to back out of it and let Conway through. Batterglin also there now. So all these two fighting in front of Conway has brought Batterglin into the fight with Conway now. So once Conway Battleglin is clear of Macy here, that's going to put him back on the tail of the two of them. Although it looks like Hayden has let Conway pass well and truly there. So this fight here may have also changed, may potentially lead to a change of order later on. Although Battleglin is now getting caught up well and truly, but isn't losing as much time as Macy gets a big wiggle on. Has to back out of that corner.
I think his tires are cooked.
Yeah, I think he's had to push so hard. Now, how much more speed can they carry? Two BMWs being overlapped. Hayden knows he's potentially under fire here.
Yeah, he needs to let him by without losing any time to himself. Or any time to Kieran, sorry, behind him. Oh, as the Porsche's got a very good exit out of there. They're going to be side by side again. Oh. He's going for it. Oh, Hayden's got a little bit of a wiggle there. Oh. They're still side by side.
Still side by side. It's the other way around now. Kieran's got even with slightly knackered tyres, that Porsche's got so much drive out of the corner. The question is, who's got the brakes? Kieran's got a big overlap. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? He can. They're too wide. Sweet's got the inside for this penultimate corner. Can Kieran hold them up tight? Oh, has to check up behind. Who's got the drive coming out the last corner?
Look at how close they are to each other. This is excellent racing by the pair of them. Is he going to be able to stick enough? He's going for the move? Not quite.
No,
he's
not close enough.
Not quite there.
Like, carries the apex speed. So much more apex speed than the BMW through turn one. Makes up any time that he lost in the brakes immediately.
Yeah, the problem is he can't fully utilise the Porsche's ability in the low end corners because he has to not obviously run into the back of Hayden, so there's only so much he can do. And he only has this lap and potentially one more lap to do it.
Oh, crikey, we've been watching this battle go on so much, I've completely lost track of time.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh my. We'll quickly look at another battle. We've watched that one for a while. Dogger Walken has Tatari for company.
And has got past by the looks of things.
He got past. Oh, Dogger Walk lost it, and Tatari's run to the side of him. Oh no, both of them have been hit and spun around. Are they going to lose position? Conway's closing into the pair of them. Will he be able to capitalize on this? I'm not sure, as Tatari and Dogger are both got going again. They're both going to hold the positions they were, but that's ended that battle. Oh, that was... Dogger will just got a big slide out of that corner at the start of Sector 3. That was...
Oh, that was a touch! Kieran got an absolutely fantastic drive out through the last corner and just tagged the back of Hayden. Got a little bit of a twitch, but both managed to survive.
It's the last lap now. Kieran will be getting desperate to try and get past this BMW, but remember, he has to do it safely.
Both of them look like they're starting to struggle on tyres a little bit as well, so...
as I will say, Ramune is 0.8 behind Willamot, so that 5-second penalty is going to change the win of the race, for sure. At this point, unless Ramune has an incident, but we're coming to the final sector now for...
car 59 off in the last sector. These,
Wilson is just... Or Willamot has just let Ramune through? I'm not quite sure what that was about.
I think they had car 420 in the middle of that, which was... Was that one which has been running slow, which is Wilson. Was running slow, so I don't know if they were trying to get past to save fuel or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Mark. Yeah, but I wouldn't have expected that. He knew he wasn't going to take first place anyway, so he let him have it outright on field or on track.
That's fair.
That's good. Yeah, that's good sportsmanship. We love to say it.
Macy, sorry, I was not paying attention. That Macy has got past Sweet as well in that last Little bit.
Oh, man.
So Macy comes home in 17th, ahead of Sweet there.
That was an excellent battle. As we see, P3 has been decided. That's Jones. P4 is also decided. That I don't know who that was.
Wilmot won't lose another place to Jones, so that's something. So that will be plus.
As we see Robinson come over the finish line. I think he's P5. I think whoever was P4 left. And Airy Fasttail taking 6th place, I believe. Or sorry, 7th. I think ACC is a little bit confused because everyone's left or leaving the server already. But our top 3 are Axel Ramune, Grant Wilmot, and I believe Callum Jones was P3 as well. Amazing driving from everyone there. That was a great race. Thankfully, not too many incidents. Just a couple.
Cubizal. Cubizal. Where did Cubizal finish? Cubizal wasn't. Doesn't score anything.
He doesn't score anything.
Where did Faulkner finish?
Faulkner, I think he finished P4.
4th. So that is plus 30. So 49 plus 30 is
getting the mental maths out here. Double checking. All right, let's have a look. So I'll list out the top 10 finishers. So Ramune comes home in P1. Finishes P1 on track as Wilmot let him through because he had the 5-second penalty. He was going to lose it anyway. Comes on P2. Callum Jones in the Bentley comes on P3. Ethan Faulkner with a great recovery driving the Ferraris P4. Robinson in the Ford Mustang is P5. Excellent drive by him. Luke Wilson P6 in the McLaren. Airy Fasttail comes home 7th in the Aston Martin in their home race. Excellent stuff. Felton P8. Dunkerwalk P9 and Tatari P10, even with that incident at the very end of the race. They managed to hold 9 and 10. Excellent driving by everyone, and some fantastic battles there this evening as well, I must say. As Zeta is doing some maths.
I am sorry. I'm just trying because with Cubizal not finishing.
Yep.
That has changed things quite a bit, potentially, allowing them to be jumped by a couple of people.
Very interesting.
So I was just trying to see who was that I was trying to see where they finished. Luke Wilson finished 6th. Did I see that?
I believe he was 6th. Yeah. I believe we
doesn't quite manage to jump Cubizal. So currently, as it stands, it is Ramune is champion elect. Obviously, pending any further investigations or anything, are post race with 150 points. Then it is. Let's just find the standings. And I've got this all written down, but I don't have names. Willamot in 2nd with 116. And 3rd is Faulkner with 70 points. And Callum Jones jumps Cubizal with the non-score to take 4th with 66 points. But Luke Wilson doesn't quite manage to jump Cubizal to stay in 6th with 42 points in theory. Providing no further incidents are reported, that will be the top 6 at the end of the series.
Excellent. And I believe we are doing driver interviews.
We are.
As there's a couple of people in the interview room already.
Let's grab Callum in. And then. Oh no, Callum. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How was that for you?
Good fun actually. I'm maybe one of the only lunatics that actually likes Indianapolis. So yeah, made up for last week, that's for sure. Last week was horrendous, but this week, yeah, put a decent lap together in quali. Benefited from the start, the incident between the two Ferraris, and just kind of went from there. Although in the middle of the race, I did have a drop in pace when the cloud cover came over. It was really weird. I lost like half a second a lap, and then when the sun came out towards the end, pace just came back again. So it was an interesting race for me. Kind of difficult in the middle, and then came back in the end.
I was going to say we did see that, and wasn't sure.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
That was some battle you had with Kieran.
So it was,
Wow, you must be a hot, sweaty mess.
oh, well, a bit warm.
Bear with me a second.
That's good, it's fun.
Bear with me a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
Indeed. I was about to say, hey, Mac just ran away and then came back, so I don't know how much of that was actually heard.
Right.
Wonderful.
Oh.
But fair enough. Interesting that you randomly lost time as the clouds came over.
Yeah, it's usually obviously it kind of grips up when the cloud comes over. It cools the track down, and you find a bit more grip. But for some reason, my car acted in the completely opposite way. When the track was boiling and the tyres were overheating, pressures were too high. The car somehow had grip. I don't know why.
Fair enough.
The phenomena of the Bentley once
Yes.
again.
Indeed. But that will probably be my last race in the Bentley, because I'm gonna transfer over to the Ford Mustang now.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice choice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad to send the Bentley off with the podium, at least for myself. So.
Indeed. By maths, you managed to, I think, if we've done that correctly, finish in 4th.
Yep.
Overall, because Cubizal bailed on that one after a failure, after an incident, and I think pretty much didn't score. So that means, I think, providing no further action comes post-race, you have finished 4th.
Pretty good considering the strength of field in this championship. I'm happy with 4th. Obviously, a shame for Cubizal to have that incident, but then in the contrary, I had my incidents in the last round, so it kind of, I guess, evened out for our little battle there.
Indeed. Well, hope to see you in some more series.
Indeed.
I hope you have enjoyed this one.
I have, yeah. Well, apart from the Nürburgring, yeah, I did.
I was going to say that the just looking at the standings, you finished 26th. That did not look fun.
No.
Fair enough. Well, have a lovely rest of your evening, and
you guys.
we shall see you on track at some point.
Indeed. Take care.
See you later, man. Congrats.
Bye. You can do the next one. Take your pick. You've got
Oh, it's picked for me.
all yours.
Well, welcome, Kieran. How was that was an interesting race from your perspective?
yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah, the ending was very fun for us to watch.
Yeah, I managed to pull back a fair bit of time, which is good. But yeah, that start didn't help.
Yeah, I will be honest. After the start, I thought you were never making up any places just because you especially with the stop go. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't. I knew where the pit lane was. I knew where the pit board was. Did I pay attention to either? Was I into? Not really.
Yeah, it's very Yeah, it's very easy done. No, but that was a great battle between you and Hayden at the very
Yes,
end. That
it
was
He,
that was fantastic watching.
he did not give a quarter, and I didn't give him much either.
Yeah, you give each other enough room for the wing mirrors and nothing more.
Pretty much.
No, we were watching it for the last 10 minutes. I think that's all we watched was just yous just fighting. It was great.
Good. Let's put on a show for you guys then.
No, it was excellent. Did you have a good championship overall?
Yeah. Apart from Spa, I turned off my wheel, and then that's what happened. That's why I didn't finish well at Spa. I turned my wheel off, had to relog.
Oh, that does tend to not be the optimal strategy. I don't think.
And then wasn't around for the next round, and then the other rounds haven't been too bad. Imola, was it Imola? I can't remember the races now.
I think it was Imola, and then Nürburgring last week. You had a very good race as well. I remember.
Yes, Nürburgring's a really weird circuit in that for the Porsche. That's a weird one. But in general, yeah, it's been really good. It's been definitely a challenge, to say the least.
Yeah, no, it was fun for us to watch, and I hope you had fun too.
Yes, it was great fun. It was good fun.
Yeah,
hopefully I can stay there in the standings, but I don't know who else was there who might have beaten me.
Yeah, we haven't done a full championship standing update yet.
No, I did top 6 because that was the interesting ones.
Yeah. As long as I beat Ari, I don't care.
I'm not sure where you'll stand against
15th with 2 points. I mean, you're already well ahead. Ari, where did Ari finish?
She was seventh today.
Yeah, something like that. She had a good result.
Yeah, a very good result.
Yeah.
So it'll be close, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
7th is 12 points, and you were on 7 and didn't score, so...
Also, the Porsche around that circuit is lethal. I think it's the right word for it.
Yeah. It looked interesting.
Unfortunately, it looks like Ari is going to jump you on that one.
Damn it.
Because Ari's just scored 12 points and you won't have scored anything because you're outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Ari will finish that one on 14. In fact, Ari's going to jump a bunch of people.
Cool.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get them back in the next series.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, good stuff. I'll let you go on with your evening. It was great fun watching them. Hope you had a good night.
Yes, we did. Yes, I did. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Hayden is...
Well, it was going to be terrible. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right.
You just give me some notice. Give me some notice and dragging me in. I was in big conversation. You guys all right?
Yeah, we're good. Thanks.
But look, we've just spoken to Kieran. How was the end of that for your end of that race for you?
A bit hot and sweaty.
I could imagine. We couldn't take our eyes off it for the last 10 minutes.
Well, it was because and obviously the stewards gave me a 5-second time penalty for my contact with the BRT Aston, which obviously meant my second stint I was hindered again. Obviously, Macy was obviously had a terrible race. Really, he was like a couple of laps down, so he done a really good job to get back on the sort of not lead lap, but back in contention of not being stone dead last. So when I was coming out of the pits, I was in voice chat with him. Was like, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And I was like, managed to come out with like 2 seconds in front of him, and then all of a sudden it just erupted into this ridiculous battle.
Yeah.
So, but his tyres were so gone, so he's done a great job like holding onto the car.
I was gonna say we saw it. The car was wiggling around all over the place.
No, it was good.
I mean,
it was
honestly,
really good.
Both of you by the end of that were. I don't think either of you had much left in your tyres because you were both wiggling around a fair chunk.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of steering. Put it that way.
Yeah, you the both of you having to do so much work to keep the other at bay.
Yeah, like one went for a dive, and then the other one like got him on the switchback, and like we were just side by side through like chicane and stuff. Yeah, it was really good. So
it was excellent racing, and you didn't really hit each other, I don't think, at all.
He hit me coming onto the straight, and he was like, "How did you not spin?" I managed to just correct. Like, I must have just been at opposite lock, just at the right time for the car not to go. But apart from that, it was like super clean. So yeah, that was really good. Hopefully people enjoy the championship. Like it was, it's a bit different, isn't it? So
it was a lot of fun for us to watch and commentate on.
Oh,
It is.
well, that's
I'm
amazing.
seriously considering joining in for the next round.
Yeah,
Well,
the next
yeah, I'll
series.
tell you what, we should do a change. I don't mind doing. I'll tell you what you guys will say here first. You guys do this next one, and I'll do commentary. I don't mind.
yeah.
So-
I am racing in season 2.
Oh, there we go. So Barry's already there. Is it? You get yourself signed up, and then I'll do commentary. Then at least it's covered. Then.
Oh, I might do that.
Yeah,
At least it's covered.
I'm gonna be probably fighting for the back 5 the whole
I was
time.
going to say, it'll be the same for us. We can just race between each other and see who doesn't finish last.
Yeah, so I see a plan.
But yeah, no, like the standard of driving, the level of drivers in here were ridiculous. Big shout out to Grant, Axel as well. I'm not sure what happened to Cubizole, Low. Did he get crashed out?
He had a spin, and I think he'd realised he'd lost. I think it was P3 in the championship, and then he RTG'd.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if he was just having a bad day, but I saw on SimGrid he withdrew from season 2 as well. So I hope he's all right, and he hopefully might calm down and rejoin again. But he done a great racing as well. All the top guys were just rapid. Callum, fantastic.
The top guys were fantastic to watch as well. They're so quick.
Yeah, and lastly, before I don't want to keep you guys too long, because I know you've got things you want to do, but yeah, just thank you to all the commentators, all the stewards, for everything. Obviously, I know this is a paid event that we do charge people for, but genuinely, it makes life a lot easier when it comes to paying for servers each month. So if you can join the season 2, it's a small £3 entry fee, but it does go all towards, not only do you get some of it back in prize money, which we'll sort out once all the results are in, but the rest of the money does go against server costs and making sure we can keep this community afloat. So we do appreciate it. And that's enough of me waffling.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's been fantastic to watch. I haven't seen quite all the races. We were out for a couple of rounds on commentary, and we just had stuff to deal with this end. But it has been amazing to watch everybody. Massive thank you to Barry. This has been your essentially baptism of fire almost with commentary. So you've come along really well over the last few weeks.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of the series. So really, really well done. We've not been doing it long either. So yeah, it's been lovely having some new faces in the box. And we shall enjoy hopefully hearing more of yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been great fun. It means I can watch and talk utter crap at the same time.
Sorry. Well, I'll say apologies for the amateur production value when our head of content creation started talking whilst trying to talk to me in a different Discord server. I do apologise for that. What an absolute banana he is, but yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Also, big shout out to Mac for running everything that you've been seeing tonight. We tried it a little bit differently. We've been trying to work out a few things our end with streaming. So massive thank you basically for just keeping an ear open for what we're talking about and keeping an eye on what's going on screen and showing you lot on the other end what's been going on. So lots to talk about, lots of feedback to give, and we shall catch up. We'll go through and we'll see what happens going forward, and hope to see people again. So I hope everybody's enjoyed it.
I certainly have, and I want to, again, something that somebody that thinks that they run the server or something said there, but I don't know if that was a sneeze or a tut there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to both of you. You have done an amazing job. I think tonight's went really well, and it's been a pleasure to be chilled out and actually watching stuff rather than commentating. I think you guys are actually on tomorrow night.
I think I went back on tomorrow night, but I can't remember who it's with. So
it's with me again.
It's with Barry. Yeah. So
yeah. So sorry to disappoint.
No, not at all. But no, thank you very much for your dedication to the championship and to the commentating, and Barry's smashing it out of the park, having this been his first championship. So yep. Thank you very much, and I'll let you say goodbye and I'll shut up.
Fair enough. Well, massive congratulations to all who took part in the series. massive congratulate. Thank you for you all to turn up. Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to commentate on. And we want to hopefully see many, many more of you in the next series. Those of you that we've been chatting to on in chat and everything, thank you for being so supportive. Come join in with any of the series that we've got going on. Have a look on SimGrid, join our Discord, etc., etc. It's all good fun. You can hear how much fun everybody has. We're all basically racers just doing this for giggles. And it does, all your support does go a really, really long way. So thank you very much for that. Any final words from yourself, Barry?
I couldn't have said it much better myself. But yeah, just thanks to everyone for coming out. Thanks for all the support. And yeah, I hope to see everyone on track again and potentially drive with you as well at some point. So yeah, it's been a great night and hope to see you all soon.
Well, from all of us here then at Toga, we shall call this one a night then, and we shall see you tomorrow night for the sprint series. And
You shall.
have a lovely night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.